20% of people have actually clicked through onto the YouTube channel. So I don't, so I think we can probably get started. All right.
All right.
Welcome, Ann, take it away.
All right. Good afternoon. My name is Ann Sipe, and I am the state coordinator for the Washington State Math Council, Washington Math Olympiad. And I've been involved in that role for about the past 4 years. And when I say we, I'm speaking on behalf of the council as we welcome you to this. I would like to have our current president of the Washington State Math Council tell you a little bit about the council, and then we'll dive back in because I know everybody's really anxious to get started.
Hi, I'm Tammy Matsumoto, and I'm the current president of the Washington State Math Council. We are an organization that believes that all people can learn and use mathematics. We are committed to developing, supporting, and encouraging opportunities that lead to effective instruction and successful mathematics learning that empowers all. WSMC serves as a communication and learning network open to anyone interested in mathematics education. We have been holding a Math Olympiad for many, many years to celebrate, to allow middle level students to celebrate mathematics and enjoy mathematics. And we're delighted to be here this year to be able to do that.
I'm so out of practice. Welcome to this year's first virtual Washington State Math Olympiad. This is the first in a long line of Math Olympiads. As Tammy said, the first one was in 1995 with one school, and it's just spread immensely. We have, during that time, had thousands of kids participate, and we're so excited to have you here in this new format with us today. Other changes this year too, is, as Tammy said, and previously it's been middle grades, we've added 3rd and 4th grade, and we're really excited about having those young kids with us as well. I can't begin to thank Mangahigh for allowing us to actually have a Math Olympiad this year. Many, many Math Olympiads across the US have not been able to operate, and we figured out a way to do it. So we're really excited about that. We were devastated when we had to cancel last year, and I'm glad to get us back rolling. I wanted to, and Manga made that possible. We have Candace and Leslie and Mary here from Mangahigh. Could not have done this without them. It's been an interesting journey, and we are having some great ideas for next year as well. I want to thank all of the coaches, the parents, administrators, particularly those administrators, that would step up and provide the money and support for it so that kids could get these kind of opportunities. And particularly grateful for the patience and understanding that all of you as parents and coaches has exhibited as we've moved through some of these challenges of the new format. But you all have you've met them with cooperation and good humor and lots of support from me. So I really appreciated that. We're so glad to have everyone here. And so there's going to be 2 days of engaging and fun mathematics, giving you students a chance to demonstrate your mastery. And I'm going to let Candace talk a little bit about that vision of math as we see it.
Thank you, Ann. So I have been super privileged to work with Ann over the past few months to pull this together. I'm a former Math Olympiad coach myself, and it has been such an amazing journey to be able to work with Ann across state lines, right? Because she's obviously in Washington and I'm in California. And so this is such an incredible opportunity to collaborate in the service of students and in giving access to kids across the West that maybe didn't have access last year, right? And we all know the value of being able to do a Math Olympiad where there's cooperation and collaboration and that in-person aspect. We all know that. But if you don't have access to that for whatever reason, or if you want to make it a bigger group and a different experience, then a virtual Olympiad is the way to go. And so we are super excited to be able to do that on the platform. So Ann's right. We have 3 sessions, 3 3-hour sessions that are interactive, where we're here to provide support, encouragement, and celebration. of students engaging in math and having fun on the platform, as well as together in community. So there will be, those Zoom rooms will be open, and that schedule came out, but it's 2 to 5, or all times are Pacific, and that's 2 to 5 Friday, 9 to 12 on Saturday, and 1 to 4 on Saturday. And then the closing ceremonies will be broadcast right here on YouTube Live on the page on Saturday night at 5:30. In terms of what that's going to look like on the platform, though, you all got already your emails, I think. If you didn't, you should reach out to Leslie right now, leslie.dawn@mangahigh.com, so that you can clean up any last minute issues that you might have. But at 2 o'clock sharp, the platform will be open. The points will be completely reset. So if your students were working on things over the past couple of days in order to get acclimated to the platform, the points will be completely reset as of 2 o'clock, and students will be able to log on. And here's an update. We were able to make it possible for activities that the students have played before successfully. They can actually play again to get points during the Olympiad. But you only get points for activities that fall within a certain grade range. So if you're a 7th grade student, you get credit for content for grades 5 and up. And we do ask you to work in the spirit of a math Olympiad, right? Work at your edge, challenge yourself, stretch yourself, do the things that it takes to really grow. Right? That's why we're here. And that's also why we have a support lounge. So come on in and join the support lounge at any time. And there will be someone there to encourage you and support you and let you know that, there's more than one way to skin any particular cat. And if you want to take a different tack to something, you can try a different activity if you want to. There are even math embedded games that you can play that will also allow you to earn points and win medals. And then at the end of this, we will have it all pulled together, and there will be some prizes. I'll let Anne tell you about that, and even some surprises too. Okay. Don't forget to come off mute, Anne.
You retire and it just all goes away.
It wouldn't be a Zoom meeting if you didn't have one.
Really. So we got about 2 days, 26 hours of engaging math ahead of us. We did really want to make a strong statement that we do not expect anyone to be on there for 26 hours. We want students to take breaks. In a real math Olympiad, we'd have you out for a snack and walk around and exercise yourself, and then there'd be a lunch break, and then eventually we'd send you home. But in this format, we want you to do those kinds of things. Take a snack, walk around, go to your soccer practice or your piano recital or whatever it is you have on your schedule. Spend some time with your family and get a good night's sleep and eat well, because a well-rounded person is a well-rounded mathematician.
Anne, can I add something to that?
Certainly.
Briefly, thank you. Because we're a global platform, it's really difficult for us to shut things down across the entire platform overnight. But if we could, we would do that. We would shut it down between midnight and 6 a.m. and say, please get a full night's sleep, eat a good breakfast, take those breaks Anne was mentioning. So if you as coaches could facilitate your students doing that and living a healthy relationship with this competition, we would really appreciate your support. Thank you.
Okay, so we have, as Candace said a little earlier, about 800 students participating, which is a grand number. The largest groups are the 5th graders and the 8th graders. And it's terrific to see that many 8th graders this year, because there's so many calls on middle school kids' times in the normal life. So it's a good opportunity this year for them to be able to participate with us. And I want to give everybody an extra shout out for trying something new as we try this on, and I'll be sending out surveys, finding out what you liked, what you thought could be improved, what you'd like to see next year. And we'll arrange for those to also go to students as well as teachers and parents, so we get everybody's viewpoint. So I think good luck to all of the teams, and perhaps we'll see you in the help sessions or in the rooms there. And hope you can attend the closing ceremony tomorrow and see you back at that point. So I'll turn it over to anyone else that has something to add.
I have something to do, but I want to let anybody else go first. Okay. All right, jump in if you need to. I actually just briefly wanted to make sure that everyone has the same. Oh, am I on mute?
Now, Danielle, I think would like to join us.
Oh,
yes,
please.
hi everybody. Hi everybody. I just want to also make a quick notification that if you have more than 4 students in each account, you do need to let us know, because we cannot have any more than 4 students per school ID number. So if you have more students that are actively playing in those accounts, those points will not count for those extra students that are in there. So get a hold of us if that is the case, and we can update that for you and make sure they go into a different class. Okay. That's all I have to say on that piece.
And you really do want to do that, because if not, what happens is they go in and they just delete all the extra accounts. And you want to make sure that none of those are are active, right? So we don't want that to happen to anyone. So please do reach out if you need any help on that. Yeah, thank you so much, Danielle. Great. Okay, so as a final piece, I was actually just going to give you guys a quick look at the platform and make sure everybody sees kind of what I see, and that'll tell you that you're in the right place and ready to get started. So let me go ahead and I'm going to share my screen. And what I've done is I've just logged in and I clicked recommend, and that's it. I didn't do anything else. So if you are having trouble logging in, definitely let somebody know. We do have a landing page. Actually, Leslie, could you drop the link for the landing page in the chat window so that people know where to find that? And at the top of that list, it says contact us. You can always reach out that way. And then if you have any issues at all, you can also email us directly, at support@mangahigh.com. Okay, that'll come through to us. So, all right, if I log in, this is exactly what I should see. I see the platform and I can look at what's been recommended for me, and things will be recommended for me based on my age. Okay, so if you log in and you see that there's 4 little avatars or little circles with faces in them next to your students' names, that means they've logged into the platform and they've chosen an avatar, which is the first thing they need to do before they get started playing. If you have any gray circles next to your students' names, that means they have not done that yet. So make sure that they get a chance to do that. We understand that not everybody's starting today, right? Soccer practice, life, whatever. That's one of the awesome parts about a virtual Olympiad, right? Is we can be flexible and we can accommodate. So, but when you do start, make sure that your students' circles all have avatars in them, okay? And then when your student logs in, they should see something like this, and they can go to browse all activities and they can search by activities that they want to, or they can jump right into any particular strand that they want to. They could say, I'm going to start with geometry. Or let's say I'm in 5th grade, I can actually start with grade 3, grade 4, grade 5, and on up content. And I know that I want to challenge myself, but maybe for my first activity, I'm going to start with something from grade 4. I'm just going to pull that up, and here's an activity. I'm going to click on it. I'm going to click play, and I'm going to get started. And that's all I have to do. And from there, I just get to play as I go. It is adaptive. It is fun. There's a lot of fun stuff in there. It is good math, though. Right? So make sure that you take the time to be proud of yourself for doing the work that you're doing and enjoy yourself. Okay. And there are games. Okay. There are games, and you do get credit for those when you play them. And there's math embedded in them, but it doesn't really feel like you're necessarily doing it. So I always do them as a break, because it's like I'm doing math the whole time, and this is my game break, even though I'm still doing math. Okay. Anything else? And then I think we can just kick this off, and everything will be live, remember, at 2:00. Okay. And the Zoom sessions will also start at 2, and there will be one for teachers and one for students. Any questions? Okay. And then Leslie, you popped that into the chat, right? That link? Okay. And I'm just going to pull that up so everybody can see it. www.subscribepage.com/Math Olympiad. And if you go there, that'll take you to the landing page where there'll be videos, support content, and there's even a button that says Let's Chat, and you can reach out and get a hold of support that way as well. Anne, back to you. And Anne, can I just take a minute and just publicly recognize Anne has been such an incredible visionary on this. She genuinely really pushed this forward. She concepted it, she thought it out, and she is why this is happening. And I'm just privileged to be part of the partnership.
Oh, I appreciate that. I love kids loving math, and hopefully at the end of this weekend, that's where we'll be. So thank you very much.
All right.
Great. Can I just add, we are getting some questions coming in through the YouTube channel. Are you guys able to see that?
Oh yeah, that's right. Because people can make comments not on this video, but on other things.
Yeah, exactly. So Mrs. Merrill's classroom has basically asked, my students were wondering what the prizes were.
Oh, I totally forgot the prizes. All right.
And there's other questions I'll get to after. Go ahead.
Yes. On behalf of the Washington State Math Council, we have medals, real medals. I should have one here to hold up, but they are weighty medals. And we also have participant ribbons, and so that you can put those in your scrapbook and, you know, show your grandchildren when you're older, tell them what life was like way back in the 2020s. But about 50% of all the teams will receive medals, and everyone will be receiving ribbons from us. And then Mangahigh, you want to talk about?
Sure. Yeah. So we actually have some special Mangahigh prizes, and we are actually at the closing ceremony, we'll actually be awarding some individual awards as well, which we haven't told Anne about yet. But it's partially because we want to see what the behavior is during the Olympiad, and we want to call out some people that are doing some amazing work. But just to start with, we actually have branded masks with Mangahigh cups on them with first, second, and third medal places on them. And those and one of those masks actually will go to each member of the top 10 teams overall across grade levels. So we know that some of those grade levels out there are really competitive, and this is going to give you an opportunity to do that. And go ahead and do that. And then there are some questions coming in about the competition as well.
Okay, so this is the top team at each grade level will receive one of these medals with the purple ribbons, and the remainder will receive, as I'm unpacking here, medal with a really nice white lanyard as well. And so those are what the medals look like.
Perfect. Oh, and then we have certificates too. Yes. Right. They'll get Mangahigh certificates as well.
We'll want pictures of you with your medals, with your ribbons. Show us what you got.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. So if it's okay, can I jump over to answer some of those questions that are coming through?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. So I just want to start with Mrs. Ohm's math class question. Students can work 2 to 5, 9 to 12, 1 to 4 only. Will they be locked out during other hours? No, they will not be locked out. Those are the hours that we are hosting live sessions to offer encouragement, support, etc. for both students and teachers. And there's a Zoom link for each one. Okay, so students, if you're having any difficulty accessing anything on the platform or you need help, you can jump into that Zoom room. And then teachers, we have a teacher's lounge for you as well. Okay, and then we'll have rotating sets of teachers in here, some guest speakers, we have somebody who's coming on to talk to us in Spanish, actually, for our Spanish speaking group. She'll be available from 3 to 4 o'clock. And she's actually the one of the 30 under 30 Latina women to watch in South America. And her name is Carla Gamborini, and she'll be joining us at 3 o'clock Pacific. And we have some other guests as well. And she obviously is, deep into math and education policy, and has a lot of wonderful things to share in terms of the future for Latin women, which I think is really exciting, especially in the field of math. But to answer your question specifically, no, the students are not locked out. Those are when the live sessions are there for us to be able to offer support and help. The platform is technically available starting from 2 o'clock on Friday all the way till 4 o'clock on Saturday. However, again, to echo Anne, we do strongly request that you have your students take at least a 7-hour break, if not 8, and get a good night's sleep, etc. And there's a reason why we have a break between the sessions too, from 12 to 1. We'd love for everyone to get up from their desks, okay, go eat lunch, go outside, do something, active and physical, and, engage in being a healthy human. So while it's not offline, we would ask that you be thoughtful and moderate about your consumption of screens during the competition. We understand everyone's motivated and we don't want to stop you. And maybe you're one of those people that needs to work from 7 p.m. to midnight, but then maybe you're off outside from noon to 5, whatever that looks like for you. So they're not locked out, but we just encourage a healthy relationship with the material. Okay, honor system. Yeah, kind of the honor system, except you definitely can't access content that's more than 2 grade levels below where you're at. But we also know that, students need to work where they are, and we wanted to honor that too. So if you're in 4th grade and you might need to work 3rd grade content because that's where you're at, we wanted to make sure that we provided the opportunity to do that. We will be able to see, and your teachers will be able to see what level of content you were working through the entire Olympiad. So work in a way that you're going to be proud for people to look at and observe. Okay. My students were wondering what the prizes were. I think we covered that. How long is the competition for every kid? Starts 2 o'clock on Friday, goes to 4 o'clock on Saturday. Please take breaks for sleep, eating, and outside time. What is the goal of the competition? To get more points or win more medals? I am so glad you brought that up. You actually get points by winning medals. So let's say I did that activity on addition and subtraction. I can win a bronze medal and that gives me 1 point. I can then level up and replace that. I play the activity again and I can get a silver medal, and I would replace that with now 2 points in that activity with a silver medal. And then if I play it another time and I'm able to get a gold medal by answering questions correctly at grade level, then I can actually achieve 3 points or a gold medal at that level. So I will earn medals, and by earning medals, I will actually win points. And then those points will accumulate, and that's what we'll use at the end to determine the winners. Now, your team of 4, those points will all be added up, and that's what will show up on the leaderboard. So the top teams will actually start to fill in on the leaderboard right around 2:30 or so, because it takes a little while for that to propagate through the system. And then so your teams will be able to check their progress on the leaderboard. If you have any other questions on that, make sure you pop it into the channel because we do want to make sure we answer them. Teams that spend more time get more points. You know, here's the thing. Math is a lot like gymnastics. If you can do it, okay, if you can do it, then you're winning. So when you spend the time to do it, then that's how you learn more, earn more, and yes, you win more points. We do know that it sometimes can get hard for people to pull out of that, which is why we're saying strongly, please make sure that your students take at least a 7-hour break for sleep and that they take breaks for eating and being outside. But yes, in general, if you spend a little bit more time, you're going to earn a little bit more points. Okay. So in terms of spending, but you do have to answer questions correctly and at grade level in order to earn those points. So when you get through easy, medium, those are scaffolding questions. And then the hard questions, those are at grade level. And then the extreme questions are actually extensions. And that's what's going to take to get your gold medals. How many teams are there? There are over 180 teams, but there are less than 190 teams. Okay, how to decide the top teams. We aggregate all of the points across the teams, but that's why each team is one school, right? And you can jump in at any time if you want to correct me on anything. So, but yeah, every team is one school, which is, so every team is against every other team. So if you're a school that has 26 teams, and we do have that, then each one of those teams is their own, has their own slot on the leaderboard. So it's really quite fair because there's only 4 students on a team. And if you've got 3 students on a team, then you have your work cut out for you, but I'm sure you're going to do great because that's why you have a team of 3. Okay, and then does every kid have to work on every category or they pick their favorite topic? I'm so glad you asked that question. No, they can pick their favorite topic. This is a math Olympiad. In real life in math, mathematicians specialize, right? My own son loves combinatorics, so that's what he wants to go into, right? And my husband was multivariable calculus, and that's what he wanted to go into. I love set theory, right? We do not have to share. It is totally fine. So you can pick the thing that you are most passionate about. In fact, that's what we'd love to see you do this weekend, is build your enjoyment and your passion for math by doing the things that you're excited about. And the thing is, when you get better, you have more fun. So go ahead and pick the things that you are most passionate about this weekend for sure. Will a person get less points if they do an easier material? We thought about this one and we understand that the rationale behind asking this question, but here's the thing. If you're a student in 5th grade and where your challenge level genuinely is like 4th grade material, and you need to be doing that, we don't want to penalize you. We want to trust that you're doing the best that you can. So we're going to ask that you do that. But again, everything that you do is going to be visible both to teachers and everyone here at Mangahigh. So please choose content in a way that is going to make you and your adult proud of what you've done this weekend. Okay. All right. Do you have to do questions only at your grade level? No, you can choose content up to 2 grades below. So 5th grade can get credit for 3rd grade and up. 7th grade can get credit for 5th grade and up, and so on. Okay. And you're on mute. I need to get a button.
I'm going to leave myself unmuted. There's no limit on the top. If you find your passion and you just keep rolling forward with it, that's wonderful too.
Absolutely. Yep. Okay, let's see. What else do we have? Do you have to do questions only at grade level? No, I think we answered that. And the thing is, you can't actually get access to material that is 3 grades or 3 grade levels or more below. It actually is typically blocked off on the platform. So you'd have a hard time getting access to it. What about kids who are solo on their team? Are the scores averaged out so they aren't disadvantaged against teams with 4 in them? I'm sorry to say we weren't able to do that. The best we were able to, because we usually would do this with schools or classes or whatever. And then when Anne and I started talking and we realized that Olympiad teams are typically made up of 4 people, we realized that that was the happy medium. That was the best we could do in terms of creating groups that were big enough to foster collaboration. And we know of groups that are, either vaccinated or socially distanced, and they're sitting in a big circle and they're going to work together outside and play some music, which is great community building. And then some other people are going to do their live on their own Zoom rooms, right? With adult supervision. And we support that too. So this is mostly us trying to get you engaged. So we aren't able to currently do that for a team of 1 student. But you know what? If you're 1 student and you're in here doing it, just watch for special awards. That's all I want to say. Okay. And then how many days do we have to do it? Starts today at 2:00 in half an hour. 34 minutes. And then it ends 4:00 on Saturday. And again, please make sure they take breaks for sleep. We would love for you to do that. We can't shut the platform down because this is a global platform. So for some people, it's the middle of the day, but please support us in supporting your students. Okay. And how many, Alexis, can you repeat that question just so I can get it? And do students need to work as a team for a group activity or work on their own individually? That's a great question. Students are going to need to do their own activities individually. And here's the thing, every activity is adaptive. So you're going to get in and you're going to answer the students are going to get in and answer 3 easy questions. And each easy question will be different. The numbers will change. The template might look the same or the graphics might look the same, but the individual numbers will always be different. So students are always going to have to work individually. Does that mean they can't collaborate on concepts? No, of course not. Can they discuss things and say, I think this is how this works, or I think this is how triangles work? Yes, absolutely. They can absolutely discuss things. In fact, there's no such thing as cheating because, well, I mean, there kind of is, but you know the line, right? Don't do each other's work, but you can absolutely contribute to each other's understanding, right? Help each other get better for sure. But everybody does needs to do their own work. I mess up. That's okay, Alexis. I do too, all the time. All right. It doesn't matter how many times you mess up. It's just getting back up again. Right? So that's a good start to the weekend. All right. And how will I understand when I am done? You're done when you think you're done or until it's 4:00 on Saturday afternoon. So I'll let you decide that. Okay. I think that's all our questions.
All right. Maybe I can just elaborate a little bit on this is a platform that, as Candace explained, you work individually, but we felt very strongly, and the Math Olympiad has always supported the fact that math is a community and math is collaborative. And you grow with discussing and talking and working with other people. And maybe sometimes you're helping and sometimes you're being helped. But we wanted to maintain that sense of collaboration, community, and team work within the group. So that's why we went with the teams. And as Candace said, those of you that are out there alone, or there's only 2 of you, we're going to do a little extra for you. So you're okay.
Watch this space.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just as a final note, and my final note, there might be more, but I wanted to make sure that everybody got a chance to see the Zoom links, because when we sign off of this YouTube live, there will be Zoom rooms opening up for you at 2:00. Okay. So I just want to make sure that everybody knows where those are. All right. So here's our schedule. It's on this landing page right here. But if you scroll down to 2 p.m. Friday, the student study lounge is the top link and the teacher coach lounge is the bottom link. Okay. And those will be active at 2:00. And I will pop into the teacher lounge right at 2:30. I have a teaching obligation from 2 to 2:30. So, but I will pop in there at 2:30 and there will be people staffing those rooms from 2:00 until 5 all this afternoon. Okay, so make sure you know where those are and make sure you know where the landing page is, okay? And then if you have any other additional things that you need to solve with regard to number of students in your class, please make sure you reach out to either Leslie or Danielle or just email support@mangahigh.com. Okay, anything else?
I'm good. So good luck and have a great time, folks.
I'm so excited. I'll see you guys all on the leaderboards. See you at 2 o'clock.